Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Lots of faces here this morning. Happy Sunday, and welcome to our Sunday morning meditation session. So I invite you to become still, taking everything off of your laps, unwinding your legs. And if you're comfortable, closing your eyes, your outer eye, opening the inner eye. Let us just take a nice, deep, unifying breath together. Releasing all the hustle and bustle getting here this morning. Just allowing the sound that I'm about to do just to carry you inward. Hitting that pause button, letting everything go that came before this moment, and all anticipation of future moments, and being fully present here now. Following that last sound wave vibration all the way to the center of your being, to that place, that space where peace resides, love, harmony, creative intelligence. In our inner sanctuary, everything that we could ever need, know, is all there within, just waiting for us to come home and discover all that lies within. 2024, our topic is a grand rising. And this week's topic, it is a new day. A new day indeed. And on this new day, everything is possible. Possible because we live in a world with infinite potential and possibilities, always available. as this week we are honoring Martin Luther King, and next month we are embarking on Black History Month, let us take some time this morning to reflect how we are doing with our intentions, our love, our consciousness, in doing our part in making a world that truly works for everyone. Regardless of race, creed, regardless of gender, regardless of size, stature, where am I on this journey of love? Are there places that I could be more kind and loving? Are there people that I could be more kind and loving towards? Are there habits and ways of seeing that I'm ready to release and let go of? For I truly recognize they serve no one. As in the St. Francis prayer, where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is discord, let me sow hope. Where am I not treating others? Where I would want to be treated. What consciousness am I holding for the planet, for humanity? What intentions have I set for 2024? To be in alignment with a world that works for everyone. What is mine to do? If anything, perhaps it's just to be more open, available, loving, and kind. Perhaps it's to be more supportive. The global pandemic shook us out of our comfort zones. And it is time to emerge, or re-emerged, because we have already emerged from this beautiful planet source energy. So it is time to emerge anew in a new world driven by faith, leading with courage, and moving with action. Yes, it is a time for our great, grand rising. Let us take a few moments to contemplate on what our individual expression of that is, what it means to us. What is my great, grand rising calling forth to be in, as, and through me on this day and moving forward? What is mine to do? Who am I to be? In this field of love. What is calling forth to express through me? Ever so slowly and gently, allow gratitude to well up in your hearts. Honing in on those things that you have to be oh so grateful for. And even if it's a stretch, Just taking a moment to recognize and appreciate this lifetime of oxygen on this planet that is allowing our lives to happen here. The rivers, the lakes, the streams, the reservoirs, the oceans, full with water, the clouds that absorb them and rain back down on earth, on the crops and the fields, the trees. All of the plant life and vegetables and fruits, lifetime supply of our nourishment. So many things that we make light of. Let us move forth in this day, truly grateful, with open hearts, open minds, and perhaps to take on the intention to be even more kind, more loving on this beautiful new day, which is actually a continuation of that eternal now moment that is always unfolding divinely, perfectly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So maybe you want to wiggle your toes, your fingers a little. And gradually and slowly open your eyes, becoming aware of your friends and family around you. And our service will begin at 10:30. And you can stay here in the sanctuary, in this beautiful energy field we've created, or go make some new friends in the lobby and say hello to somebody. Namaste.
And a good morning to you. Nice to have you with us this morning. I'm John Coriel, one of the licensed practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral, Florida. Good to have you along with us this morning. And to get things off to a bright note, we're going to have some bright notes from the Big Love Band. Let's make them welcome.
Good morning. Okay, stand up with us and please have Brian and John in your thoughts today and hold them in the light if you can. But we need some bass players. So if you know this song, you know the bass part. Roger already volunteered. So join Roger playing the bass song. We're going to sing It's a New Day.
I was just watching some of the musicians here as they played, and they look like they're in joy, you know, just enjoy. What a marvelous thing indeed. Oh, boy, boy, boy. Let's thank them again, huh? Shall we? The Big Love Band. A lot of things going on at the center here. There's a table in the back, which you may have seen before, and therein you can ask questions. There should be somebody there manning the table, and if you have questions about some part of the church that you'd like to belong a part of, well, you can do so. Martin Luther Day King Jr. is coming up here on Monday, tomorrow, And there is a little parade, I believe, and also that some of the members of the church are going to be marching in that. And if you would be interested in participating, you could see Reverend Chris, and he will bring you up to date with all of the latest information there. He too has a class coming up too, The Power of Your Decisions. And boy, are decisions powerful, huh? Wow, yeah. That's on Zoom Tuesdays, 7 to 9, and that'll be coming up very soon here, very soon. And don't forget about Midweek Tune-Up, too, on Wednesdays. We're meeting, of course, first of all, we were meeting inside because of the heat, and now we're meeting inside because of the cool. So it's like, where's Florida? What happened? What happened here? Shall we have some more great music? Well, let me ask you, mention first of all that gentleman by the name of Ernest Holmes. It would have been nice if I could have had a chance to meet him sometime, but that he has passed on now. He's the founder of our philosophy, and we teach the universal truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. And you can visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information on upcoming events. To submit a prayer request, you can do that there, or send your comments and questions too. And our thanks to Linda Lloyd, who is holding the high watch during our service over here. And she is holding a higher consciousness in meditation, knowing that all is in perfect divine right order for our service and for each individual, whether you are out across the country somewhere or right here in the sanctuary. And let's make welcome once again the Big Love Band.
Well, funny you say we look like Joy, because that's what we're going to be singing about, right? Go, Sam.
I like that. Joy rising. Yes, yes, yes. I think at this point in time, I'm going to call up a young lady that you have seen before, but sometimes she hangs out in Ohio for quite some time. She is on our board of directors and covers a lot of bases for being away as she is. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Leesburg. Cheryl, you want to come up and tell us a little bit? We have a young lady by the name of Kat Callahan.
That's right.
You're going to tell us about?
Right, so we're trying to form together some cat care. Kat's having total knee replacement surgery on Wednesday this week. And so we're going to hold her in prayer on Wednesday, and she'll come back home on Thursday. And we're helping her by providing some meals to take to her home and drop off. And she's also welcoming visitors. Probably after Saturday, she might feel like visitors. So I have a sign-up sheet. I just have a few more places for people to sign up for food, but she said she loves this community, as we all do, and she would welcome visitors after 10 in the morning, please. So I'll be back at the back table after the service and welcome people to sign up or get information about her address, where you can go visit, or a phone call. Phone calls will be welcome, I'm sure. And so I'll have that information for you. Thank you.
Don't forget your sheet. Yes, I was going to say. You get things and people and everything is scheduled there, and you don't want to lose that. Oh, good, good. You may recognize Kat by she was the new host that she has been trained, how should we say, host in training and all of that. So that is good, good. What else is going on? Well, we want to say welcome to the center, and we're going to rub our hands together. If everybody wants to stand up and just make revelation here and read it along with me on the screen there. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you. We love you. And we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woohoo! Woohoo, woohoo. And certainly good to have you all here today. We got more music from the Big Love Band. Take it away.
Thank you, John. This was a result of a project I did for my foundations class. This wasn't the project, but it's a long story, and I'll tell you afterwards if you really want to know. Prepare the soil, plant the seed and watch it grow. This is something every gardener knows. Prepare the soil, plant the seed and watch it grow. Know that you will reap just what you sow. And if you're planting seeds of love, love comes back to you. And if you're planting seeds of peace, it will come back too. Bread cast out upon the waters comes back from the sea. Random acts of kindness return unconditionally. Prepare the soil, plant the seed and watch it grow. This is something every gardener knows. Prepare the soil, plant the seed and watch it grow. Know that you will reap just what you sow. within to see the vision you embrace. Know the truth. Seek and you will find outpourings from universal mind. And if you're planting seeds of hope, hope comes to your door. And if you're planting seeds of joy, you'll receive even more. If it's friendship that you want, just hold out your hand. Spirit will provide for you. Principles will stand. Prepare the soil, plant the seed and watch it grow. This is something every gardener knows. Prepare the soil, plant the seed and watch it grow. Know that you will reap just what you sow. Know that you will reap just what you sow. Then sit back and watch your garden grow. Thank you. Thank you. Colette. Thank you.
Oh, I like that. Isn't that good, huh? No, you will reap what you sow. Oh, and that's what we are all about here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And right now we're going to invite up a practitioner. Oh, the children, the children, the children. I'm childless, you see, so this kind of misses me. At this time, we are welcoming our individual youngsters to head back to the Sunday school area there where they can learn lots of good stuff. What a marvelous thing to have, as a youngster, to be exposed to this. Just great indeed. And right now, that practitioner that I mentioned has been around for a few years here at the center, Miss Pam Lambert. Let's make her welcome.
Thank you, John. So I have to tell a little story on myself. I kind of have not been paying attention to time, and the days just have been going by, and I wasn't aware about Martin Luther King's birthday. And even though I do the e-blast and I put it down that we're having the walk and everything, but when I saw Reverend Chris's teaser and read the information from home office, I thought, I'm going to look up some of Martin Luther King's quotes. And I remember going to his monument, and I kind of had some resistance towards it because I said, why do I want to go to a Baptist minister's, memorial? And they said they had a lot of sayings on the walls. And I looked at it, and I was so impressed, and I remember taking pictures of just about all the sayings that he had up there. But I wanted to read a couple of them. One was, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. And I saw that yesterday. I'm glad the kids left because I didn't want to be a spoiler because they're having a birthday party for Martin Luther King today back in junior church. So I said, wow, there's only one mind. I'm already going to quote Martin Luther King. They're doing a birthday party, and so it kind of went together. The other thing he said is, I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. That is why, temporarily defeated, it is stronger than evil triumphant. And that reminds me when we saw Michael Beckwith came here. And the one thing I remember is he was talking about love, and he said, it will win. You know, it doesn't matter what the time is, we have eternity, but it will win. And he said that over and over, and I still remember that. It's probably been about, 10 years or more since I heard that. But also, listening to Reverend Chris's teaser, he was talking about how there's us and them. And I thought it's time to read the Maya Angelou poem again about we are more alike. So here is this. I note the obvious differences in the human family. Some of us are serious and some thrive on comedy. Some declare our lives are lived as true profundity, and others claim they really live their real identity. The variety of our skin tones can confuse, bemuse, delight, brown and pink and beige and purple, tan and blue and white. I've sailed the 7 seas and stopped in every land. I've seen the wonders of the world, not yet one common man. I know 10,000 women called Jane and Mary Jane, but I've not seen any two who really were the same. Mere twins, although their features jibe, and lovers think quite different thoughts while lying side by side. We love and lost in China, we weep on England's moors, we laugh and moan in Guinea and thrive on Spanish shores. We seek success in Finland, are born and die in Maine. In minor ways we differ, in major we're the same. I note the obvious differences between each sort and type, but we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. So, as I take that into prayer, we want to take a minute to bring into our minds and hearts anyone that we would like to see or situation we would like to see in the light. And so just holding those people and situations dear, knowing the absolute truth. Knowing that there is only one with infinite potential, infinite possibilities. Knowing that abundance is the truth of our nature, perfect health is ours, peace, calm, beauty, harmony, these are all for us to claim. And not only claim, but to allow and accept. So I'm knowing for each and every situation, each and every person here, and wherever our thoughts go to those dear people, that the truth will prevail always. And turning to our wonderful celebration today, knowing that Reverend Chris gives each and every one of us something to take away today, an aha moment, and having great gratitude for everyone here that is present and everyone listening today or within the next week or so, and just knowing that, being grateful for all the hearts and hands that help make this celebration possible. So I just bless it, release it, let it be, and please join me in saying, and so it is. And now it's my privilege to welcome Reverend Chris LaHiff.
So good morning, and maybe more appropriately, a grand rising to you. It's a new year, a new dawn, a new day. It is a new day. So I want to first draw attention to this image. When I look at this, it inspires me. It makes me feel like it is a new day. The sun coming up, the rays that we see. I love it in nature when you actually get to see those sun rays coming. It's like a bridge, from this physical world into the transcendent, into something that is that beyond, something bigger. I see the wildflowers that are all popped up over there, just demonstrating the abundance of beauty and color in nature when we're able to see it. And then the lush green, it just, it speaks of new growth and fertility and new possibilities and really just the abundant nature that the universe is always bringing to us. So when I think about like a grand rising, when I think about creating the world that works for everyone, when I want to think about the future, this picture elicits the same kind of feeling that I want to have when I think about what is that future. But something that I found interesting is, even after I found this philosophy, it took about 10 years. And you'll hear that saying all the time of, we're creating a world that works for everyone. You can turn on any other CSL service today, and there's probably an 80% chance you're going to hear that exact phrase. But it took me about 10 years of really diving in and being in this philosophy before I ever stopped to think about, what does that look like? What does a world that works for everyone look like? And I've even, throughout those 10 years, I have been in conversations where, people have kind of brought up the idea that it can't necessarily work for everyone, because there's some people that, they want to be billionaires, they want to have everything. And then they'd also say things, like, well, not everybody can have a grand mansion on the hill. But it's my understanding, and definitely my belief, the more people I talk to, not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants the exact same things. It's that same diversity that, like Maya Angelou in the reading talked about. We're unique individuals. There is no two people that are the same. We don't want all the same thing. I have no doubt that the perfect nature of the universe, with all the unique diversity, all the unique desires, talents, and traits that we exhibit, it's already got everything abundantly ready to match and meet every single one of those desires. But we've gotten off track, and we have to run around and, if somebody else gets that, that means that I don't get it. Before we even maybe stop and think, do I even want it? So what I want to do is I want to have us think about, how much time have you spent? And this is a reminder to me, to daily, and I need to up my game on this, but I want to encourage others too. How much time have you spent just sitting down and letting your mind wander? What does a world that works for everyone look like? And take a second and think about it. What would it look like? But I've done this before. I've had images, and I've seen soldiers laying down their arms and picking up baskets of food and handing it to people. I saw droves of people who were seeking, who were moving, perhaps refugees, and then being welcomed by other people, and just smiles on faces. I've seen architecture that blends and works in cooperation with nature. Buildings that are works of art. Just everyone's needs being met. Abundant food in the perfect right ways, the perfect education and schools and institutions that reflect an artistic and unique experience, as unique as we are as a diverse human species. It's the human race. How much time are we planting those seeds? Ralph, I loved your song. That was pretty much everything that I wanted to say today. That was it. What seeds are we planting? Because Science of Mind, we're very adamant about this fact, that the seeds that we plant, I talked about it last week, the seed, soil, plant analogy. The seeds go into that creative mechanism that we call the law or the subjective, and then it outpictures in our physical reality. But as we have this high hope of creating a world that works for everyone, we have to plant that seed within everyone and within ourselves. Now, it's interesting, and I love that tomorrow being Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Martin Luther King Jr. had a vision. He did this. He visualized what would a world that was just and fair and equal look like. And in his I Have a Dream speech, he gave a description of what that looked like. So if we want to create that world that works for everyone, something that we need to realize. Like, he planted those seeds, and a lot has manifested from it. But we also know that we still have a long ways to go. And what we hold within can be one of our biggest hurdles, or it can be one of our biggest helpers. And here's the thing, we are human beings. We have tons of seeds that have been planted. We have all of our upbringing, things that we picked up from our parents and their parents, things that we picked up from teachers, things that we pick up from the media. And we're constantly bombarded by these things. So are we remembering to stop and choose what it is that we want to plant within, what seeds it is that we want to sow? That was my big message last week, was to flood the seeds, plant a forest of seeds in our subconscious, because the habit is I can get up in the morning and I can do my visioning and visualizing and picture that image and hold it, but then as soon as I go out on the day, then all these other images start coming in again, and then I start planting all those other seeds. So our call, if we want to create a world that works for everyone, is to plant those seeds. Now, the image and the idea that Martin Luther King inspired us to hold to, one of the biggest hurdles to that is hurdles that we don't even see, that we may not even know that we have. There's implicit bias. How much time have we explored just looking what we hold within? I love that tomorrow Martin Luther King Jr. will be honored, and he will be honored across the board. And it really doesn't matter what your political ideologies are, you will see pretty much everybody on social media that will be sharing quotes and all of that. But it's one day. If we go back to 1968, when Martin Luther King was murdered, he had a 75% disapproval rating amongst white people. And today, we revere him, and rightfully so, because he came from a place of nonviolence, and he planted seeds, and he created massive change. But now, as we start to lean into this idea of a grand rising in a new year, in a new day, it's our call to step back and just ask ourselves, in our spiritual practices, there might be no greater tool or practice than knowing ourselves. And do we all really know ourselves? So quickly, I'll mention one thing. If you want an extra kind of project this week, there's the Harvard Implicit Bias Assessment. They're kind of fun, and they each take about 10 minutes. All you have to do is Google Harvard assessment, Harvard bias, and you'll find it. And you just go to it, it's free, and you can do several. There's around all kinds of different areas of people that are on the margins. So you'll see, for like LGBTQ, you'll see for like disabled, you'll see for like Jewish culture. And you just run these things, and it's just another form to know yourself. When people would go to see the Oracle at Delphi, know thyself was across the door when you go in, because we can only aspire to the heights of our lowest thoughts. We can always learn and grow, but there's always our lowest thoughts that are going to limit what we can know for ourselves and what we can know for each other and what we can know for creating a new world and a new way of being on this planet. So I've got a really lengthy quote that I will read to you. But it rings so true, and it starts off, it's talking about spiritual truths that we've spoken for a long time. But I'll read it. It says, what has been an ancient spiritual truth is now increasingly verified by science. We are all indivisibly part of one another. We share a common ancestry with everyone and everything alive on earth. The air we breathe contains atoms that have passed through the lungs of ancestors long dead. Our bodies are composed of the same elements created deep inside the furnaces of long dead stars. We can look upon the face of anyone or anything around us and say, as a moral declaration and a spiritual, cosmological, and biological fact, you are a part of me I do not know. And I'd like to add yet. I do not know yet. Because we truly are. We are all one. In the teaser, I spoke about the phenomenon of, it's called affinity bias. And what it means is that when we have what we have created, which is an us versus them, that we would like to try to eliminate that thinking, to recognize that there's only us. Ultimately, there's only the one thing, and that's what we all are. But when we have that creation, the affinity group, the people that look like me, the people that think like me, that have similar ideas, that speak the same language, that goes or went to the same schools, the people that I identify with this group, when we look at them, we see all the good traits. We see all the qualities that make us beautiful individuals, children of the divine. And then when somebody in our group does something that we don't like, something that they misspeak, they did something awful, whatever it is, when we see that, we tend to downplay it like, wow, it's really crazy that happened from somebody in our group, because that's not who we are. And I believe that is the type of beliefs that we have to hold for one another. But where we get turned away from that is when we see it from the other group. Then all of a sudden, if we are able to notice their good qualities, we're like, but that's the exception. That's not really who that group is, if we're even able to notice it. And then we look at the thing that we dislike about them the most, or the lowest thing that they did, and we said that's the highest level that we allow to be ascribed to that group. And when we do that, from this quote, we are all one. We're doing that to ourselves. We're holding that same image for ourselves. When we want to create a world that works for everyone, when we have us and them, we've already lost it. We're already functioning on a dysfunctional level. And so that's our call, is to lean into picturing, what does a world that works for everyone look like? What am I holding within that tells me that's the reason why we can't do this? We look at the others and we say, if only they would do this, then we could have those things that we want. Then we could have this world. And we other them, and we refuse to see them as an extension of ourselves. So Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind, he says, all illumination, inspiration, and realization must come through the self-knowing mind in order to manifest. The self-knowing mind. Know thyself. I've had a frog in my throat all week long, and it's challenging me. So it doesn't matter who we are. We all have ideas. We have our conscious biases and our unconscious biases. And you'll hear me constantly, you have heard me constantly if you've been here more than a couple times, talk about the conscious biases that we have. And these are the ones that, as soon as I open the news, I'm going to see somebody that I disagree with. And before I even see what they're saying, I've already know that I'm not going to like it. That's a conscious bias. And so my work that I've been trying to do on myself, which means then it spills over with what I say to you all, is to remember that that is a child of the divine, and not to label them and box them in by the beliefs that they have. We're all products of our culture, of our upbringing, of our experiences, good and bad. And the saying is, there but for the grace of God go I. Could I be any different in that person's shoes? And when we look at children that just are doing something that their parents taught them that we don't like, we don't blame the children because they're just doing what they were taught. But then as we grow up and as we grow old, when does that separation happen to where now all of a sudden we do judge? And we're like, now it is on you. When and why does that happen? How do we inspire more compassion to see the people as people, to see everyone as ourselves, as reflections of ourselves? And then, this does not prevent us from speaking up where we see injustice, where we see things that we would like to see differently. But it encourages us, if we're going to speak up, how do we do it from a place of nonviolence? How do we do it from a place of love? How do we still see the divine in the face of everyone, even when we have major differences? So we do this by continually reminding ourselves that we are the divine. And I want to remind one another that we are creating a new planet. Every thought that we hold is a prayer. Every word that we speak is creating. So let's put some thought into this. What do we want to see in the world? What do we want to inspire one another to hold to in creating a world that works for everyone? Because I absolutely know that we are moving in that direction. We are creating a shift in consciousness on this planet. So our spiritual principle for this week, this comes from what Ernest Holmes wrote when he wrote the I believe statements, and we've changed it into the we believe. Take what you like and leave what you don't. But I like to use the we. So we believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We are all one. And as long as we're still seeing us and them, we're not creating that world that works for everyone. We're not planting the seeds of a world that works for everyone. Now, creative visualization is our spiritual practice of the week. The first time I heard of this practice, it was from a book of the same title by Shakti Gawain. And it's wonderful, and it's like probably 50 years old. But creative visualization is planting the seeds. It's interesting. When I read that book, there's a technique that's like a vision board, and it's called the treasure map. And you draw. I drew everything that I wanted to attract in my life, and this was over 25 years ago. And when I've thought back and reflected of what I've drawn, it has attracted into my life. Some of it is still coming into fruition, but I've lived the experience of it. There's power in visualizing what we want. And that's why I wanted to show that picture, the beautiful sunrise that was over the mountains. I want us to constantly allow ourselves and take time to ask, what does that world look like? And just bask in it. Plant those seeds because it has power. And then when you see anything that contradicts that, bring yourself back to, what am I holding? So creative visualization for this week, if you're looking to add a new spiritual practice into your repertoire, I talk about, we put these out every week. But do the ones, like if you have something that's working for you, please keep up with that. And if you try these new ones, find ones that work. This is something that my practice in this new year is to remind myself that I only have time for news once a day. I only allow myself to look at my news once a day, no more than 30 minutes, because if I don't limit it like that, I repeat it and I repeat it and I repeat it. And we all know what's in the news. In the news, typically, it's what sells, it's what creates fear, that keeps people wanting to see what's going on and see what's happening. So 30 minutes, I allow myself to do that. And when I sit down and I just envision and allow myself, even for like 2 minutes, just allow my imagination to run wild on what the world could look like, I come out of it at a higher vibration. I know I feel better, and I know that I'm more likely to hold the thoughts for oneness for all of us. So with that, I have an affirmation that I would like to share. And let's go ahead and just read it together right at the beginning if you're in alignment with this and it feels good to you. I choose to see the best in everybody and rise to my highest potential. So I'm going to say it one more time. Or you can join me. Choose to see the best in everybody and rise to my highest potential. We can only rise to the highest or to the lowest of what we feel for others because it's a mirror. Whatever we think, we're thinking about ourselves, whether we know it or not. We're thinking about our collective, and that's where our power lies. So with that, let's take it within and just allow ourselves to bring our attention and our awareness. I open up to spirit, just recognizing that we are all one in spirit, that it is spirit that moves through each and every individual, that manifests as every single one on this planet. There is nobody that is not that. There is nothing that is not that. There is nowhere that is void of spirit. So everything is love. Even the things that don't appear to be love are there, all with the purpose to remind us and bring us back into our knowing that we are that we are spirit, that we are the infinite, that we are the divine. So I affirm and avow for myself that I will see the highest and best in everybody, that I will remind myself when I am doubting others, when I am judging and reducing someone else to their lowest impulse, that is just an experience. It is not who they are, because who they are is who I am, is who everyone is, everyone that I love and everyone that challenges me. They are all manifestations of that infinite divine. So using these words and planting this seed, I know that there is a vision of a new future, of a new dawn. And I know that that vision is there. And when each individual that hears these words opens their mind to ask what that looks like, that it makes itself known, that it brings inspiration, peace, and flow. Spirit in, through, and all around, may we be lifted up to see the best in one another, to remind ourselves where we have our own work to do, and to share love, kindness, compassion, and to hold that for ourselves. No judgments, just awareness, deeper understanding of who we are, what we come from, but most importantly, where we are going and who we are becoming. So in gratitude for each and every individual that is on their own path, who is doing their own seeking, and even for those who are just along for the ride right now, knowing that we all have our own gifts and purposes, and they're constantly evolving, intertwined. We are undeniably connected to one another, as one another, no beginning, no end. And in gratitude for that creative mechanism of the law that takes our words and our thoughts, our intentions, our visions, our dreams, and makes that manifest, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I affirm that right now on this planet that there is a wave of love that we can tune into at any moment. And I affirm that that is taking these words, it's making it manifest, and I make that so as I let it go by saying the words we say so often, and so it is. So it is. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Colette. So I definitely want to say thank you to everybody for being here, because as we seek, we are creating that field. Every time that we come together in a place like this, we are creating that field. So thank you. Thanks for being here. All right, so we have many ways. We have our ushers today. That this is where we gratefully and respectfully request your support in how you feel called. You support us with your thoughts, with your prayers, with your presence here. Many volunteers that support us. And then it's also financial support that makes sure that we are here standing on the shoulders of others and being the shoulders for the future. So there's so many different ways to give. I'll highlight the mail a check this week. So 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral, Florida 33990 is where you can mail a check, which we gratefully appreciate. And then I'll go back to the text one because that's always good too. That being said, we have the ushers. We do have an affirmation that we like to share. So taking into mind, however you have what you're offering, we say it together. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. Okay. So the ushers will go around. Thank you. Big Love Band.
Standing as one
In the presence of power, standing where
others have stood.
Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance,
Knowing the source of our good. Standing as one
in the
presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
So with a grateful heart and in appreciation on behalf of the center, I say thank you to all the gifts, knowing that they are pressed down, multiplied, and returned in abundance as part of that infinite flow that is Spirit. So all is well, all is blessed, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. And then I want to put in one more plug for tomorrow, the MLK March. I would love to see you come out and walk with us. We just walk along with the group. We end up downtown where there's food trucks, there's things on the stage. It's a good presence and a good place to be. Last year we had 5 people. I would like to see that increase because 3 of those were myself and my 2 children. But it was great. So I'd love to see you come out if that calls to you. It starts at the Dunbar Library, a block off of MLK, and I forget the cross street, but it's the Dunbar Library is where it starts. And they set up at 10:30, and I believe that they actually launch off at 11. Yeah, so yeah, we did that. We hung out, and then the kids, we went over to the park for a while and had food truck food, so that's their draw to get them there. But so, hope to see you. All right, and then with that, B has an announcement.
For some reason, the slide for Beautification Day is this Saturday, the 20th, from 9 to 11.
Ah,
How
yeah,
do you enjoy seeing folks come out?
yeah.
And
The-
it's Bee's birthday today.
Yeah, Bee's birthday. And also don't forget, the first Sunday of every month is when we're going to start celebrating birthdays. We'll try to do a better job of it next week to get everybody to stand up and recognize. Does anybody else have a birthday in January? All right, Samuel, happy birthday. 15 on the 3rd. Woo! And then anybody else, feel free to raise your hands or stand up, and we'll sing next time, maybe. Okay. All right. So with that, we'll go back to Big Love Band. I don't know if John wants to close us out, or I'll do it. So just remember that we have our practitioners up here wearing stoles. They love to pray. If there's something on your mind, something you want more of or something that you want less of, let them pray with you in a 1-minute miracle. And with that, just thank you, everybody. Really appreciate you being here. You are making the world a better place just by being here, just by holding a thought, by watching online. So thank you.
Joy Resin.
It's there in the room when you wake up Christmas morning. It's happiness where time's ecstasy. It's a moment of